It's fairly new. It's got to meet all the crew. But to be honest, I don't think this is going to be in the YouTube stack for long because I've only got one of them. So I'm going to have to add it to my watch box. For those of you that have seen it, my red watch box that I store all of my capsulated silver in. It's going to have to go in there because I've only got one of them. So maybe in the future I'll pick up a second that we can throw around a little bit. But yeah, this one's going to go into the deep stack, into the long-term stack. So you might... Hello fellow stackers, 365 here. Welcome back to my channel. So the video I was just watching back there is a video that's due to go live tomorrow or the day after. And it is me unboxing a Silver Libertad. Now it's the Type 2 version, the new modernized design, as opposed to the Type 1 version. And it was shiny precious metals that made me pick up that piece. Now that is my latest bullion pickup. And it's actually the last, well, one of the last bullion coins that I'd actually picked up, because I wanted to pick up lots of different bullion coins. So I've got like a kangaroo, a Britannia, American silver eagle, silver maple, the list goes on. Lots of different countries have their own bullion coin, and I wanted to pick up every single country's bullion coin. And I didn't pick up the latest Libertad for a long time because I just didn't like the design. I kept comparing it to the Type 1, and it just wasn't as good as the Type 1, so therefore I completely writ it off. I wanted to stay loyal to the Type 1 like I was explaining in that video I was just watching. Now I've actually got one, I actually really like it, and I think I need to stop comparing it to the Type 1 and look at it as a different coin, because it is a completely different coin. It's a lot larger, it's a lot thinner, it hasn't got writing around the edge, and I do think that you need to have one of these in your stack if you're aiming to pick up lots of different designs, because it is a really nice design. Now I've got myself a glass of whiskey here. This is the Bell's whiskey, the last whiskey I've got in the house. I need to get myself a new bottle. I've run out now, so I need to pick up a new bottle, but I found this in the back of the cupboard the other day, and yeah, I've been struggling through it. It's really not that nice. It needs a mixer. I haven't actually got any mixers in the house at the moment, but yeah, it's not, in my opinion, a whiskey that is very nice on the rocks. It's got an almost, and a lot of people say this when they're kind of slating whiskey, they say it tastes like paint stripper, and not many people have probably tried paint stripper, but yeah, I've got to agree, it's one of those tastes where if you had to assign a taste to paint stripper, this is definitely the taste that you would assign it, because it just really doesn't taste nice. It hasn't got any sort of stage that tastes nice. Sometimes you have a sort of drink of whiskey and the first initial sip, when it touches your lips and it first touches your tongue, tastes quite nice, but then when it hits the back of your throat, it tastes really horrible. And some whiskies are the other way around. It don't taste very nice when you first sip it, but as it kind of goes down, it tastes quite nice. Whereas this hasn't got any of those factors. It tastes horrible as soon as it goes in your mouth, and it tastes horrible as soon as it gets to the back of your throat. So yeah, do not pick up this whiskey, in my opinion. It's just not a very nice whiskey. I don't know how cheap it is. I don't know where it kind of sits on the scale of price. I'm guessing it's a fairly budget one because it's a blended Scotch whiskey, but I don't really know because it was given to me as a gift. I think it was at Christmas. It was either birthday or Christmas, but I'm sure it was Christmas last year this was given to me. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much it costs, but I'm gonna have a sip now. But it's really not an enjoyable drink. But with that being said, oh, it's horrible. But with that being said, this is like my 5th whiskey, and I think as with all alcohol, once you get past the kind of 3 or 4 mark, alcohol is alcohol, isn't it? If you have 3 pints, say you go to a pub and they've only got 1 lager on draft, and you have 3 pints of it, once you get to that 4th pint, it just, well, I'm drinking now, aren't I? You feel a bit wavy, and yeah, it's just sliding down. And I really like the word wavy. It's a word that I've always used after a kind of, I suppose it's kind of the equivalent to tipsy. When people say, oh, I feel a bit tipsy, it's more of a kind of geezer phrase, isn't it? Oh, I feel a bit wavy, mate. How you feeling? And I watched one of the Silver Stackers videos the other day. He done it on a premiere, and he was having a few glasses of whiskey as he unboxed a coin from the Stack Collector, and he used the words wavy, and it made me laugh because I quite like that word. So yeah, like I was saying, I think once you've had 3 drinks of any alcohol, it doesn't really matter after that. Like I was trying to say, if you go into a pub and you have 3 pints of an awful tasting beer, once you get to the fourth, you're like, ah, it's a beer now. Do you know what I mean? So I've kind of got to that stage with this drink tonight. I think this is my 5th or 6th drink. So it's kind of a stage now where I feel a bit wavy and it's like, it's a drink. But at the same time, it's not very nice at all. Yeah, I'm gonna really struggle through that, to be honest with you. Now, the reason I've done this intro and showed you the video of me unpackaging my Type 2 Libertad is because I'm pretty sure this is another Type 2 Libertad. Now, if I've got this wrong, this whole intro is a complete waste of time. But I'm pretty sure, because I only ordered this a couple of days ago and 2 days later it arrived, and I'm not expecting anything else at the moment. So it's the right size to be a single coin. So I'm really hoping this is another Type 2 Libertad. And the reason I've got another one is because I want to put one in the deep stack. I like to have one of everything stored away in the deep stack. And I also like to have some in the YouTube stack that I can showcase on the channel. So say I'm doing a video talking about Libertads and I've got some coins that I can show. And it's just nice to have some that I can play around with outside of capsules. And because the other one was the first Type 2 Libertad that I got, I've actually put it back in the capsule and it's currently still sitting in the capsule. So the plan is, if this one looks better quality, better condition than the other one, then the other one will be the YouTube stack Libertad. If this one doesn't look as good as the other one, then this will be the YouTube stack Libertad. So yeah, I might need your help deciding. And like I said, this whole video has been a complete waste of time if this isn't the coin I'm expecting. So we'll have to see. Come on, please be the right coin. Please don't say I've just wasted an intro talking about Libertads. It's happened before. I've done a whole intro talking about how I want to increase my allocation to copper and why I'm picking up copper bullion, and then I unboxed it and it was a salt lamp. I still uploaded it. You can find it on this channel. I still uploaded it, but yeah, it was a real fail video. Ah, yes, I got it right. There we go. Quite nicely packaged, actually. So this is from eBay, another purchase from eBay. I've been doing a few purchases from eBay over the last couple of days, and well, over the last couple of weeks really, and they've all been really nice pickups. Right, so here we go. So what year is this one? I believe the other one was 1996, I think. So this one is 2013. And I'll be honest with you, it looks very similar condition to the other one. It's got a few scuffs on the background. You can tell it's a pure bullion piece. It's probably only been whacked in this capsule just to send it to me. Because even the photos on eBay, it was outside the capsule. And I think that I like the idea of keeping the older one in the capsule, because it's got more kind of collectability. And you've got kind of little scuffs here. It might be scuffs there. It might be on the capsule. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is this one is going to be added to the YouTube stack. So it's a shame because I don't like taking coins out of the capsules when they arrive in capsules. If they don't arrive in one already, it's a bit easier to do because they're already not in a capsule. But it's harder to release them when they actually turn up in one. But that was the whole point of picking this up, because I wanted to add one of these to the YouTube stack. So here we go. This one is officially going in the YouTube stack. So I now officially have a Type 2, and I keep calling it Type 2. I think some people just call it Libertad coins. But yeah, I call it Type 2 because I'll try and stay loyal to the Type 1s. Really nice design. And I think this is definitely one of those coins that you have to have in the hand to appreciate, because I don't know, I just thought the design was a bit bland. Like the detail in the background on the pictures just doesn't look as good as it does in real life, and the angel didn't look as good as it does in real life as well. So this is really one of those coins that you actually need to pick up and have a play around with to appreciate it. You might think different. You might really like this coin. A lot of people do like these coins. A lot of people think they're beautiful coins. And the thing you've got to remember with Libertads is that they're quite special in the way that if you actually go to Mexico, now I butchered this when I tried to say it last time, but it's the Bank de Mexico. Yeah, I'm not going to say it again because I don't want to risk saying it wrong the second time. I might have said it wrong the first time, but if you go to Mexico, the Bank de Mexico, Banquio de Mexico. Right, stop. So you go to Mexico, their main central bank would accept this, and they won't accept it as a face value, they'll accept it as its silver spot price value. And that is a really unique feature from a bullion piece. Now, in comparison, if you take a Britannia into a bank, now some people say this is impossible to do, and it might be, but for argument's sake, if you took a Britannia into a bank, it's got a £2 face value. So you could essentially change it up for £2. You'll be silly to do that because the spot price of silver is a lot higher than £2, but that is essentially what it is worth in its sterling fiat term. Whereas if you took this into the Banco de Mexico, I want to say, the main bank in Mexico, if you took this into their central bank, this isn't worth like a face value of like $2 Mexican or whatever their currency is. This is actually worth 1 onza, and that stands for 1 ounce. So 1 ounce of silver, the current spot price, you could exchange this for and get fiat back for it. So that's a really, really interesting fact, and you do feel free to fact check that. And that's what I think is so cool about these bullion pieces, because they actually hold their weight in precious metals, even when you take them into a bank, as opposed to many, many other bullion pieces. Look at the back of a silver maple, for example. I think a silver maple is $2 face value. Same as with an American silver eagle. I think they're $2, are they? Can't remember now. I think they are. Let me know in the comment section. American silver eagle is actually one of my favourite coins, so I'm surprised my mind's gone blank on that. But yeah, my point is it's a really unique product. So yeah, really, really nice piece. I like the font around the top. I like the background. Before I was put off by the detail in the background, but I actually quite like that it's a little bit more minimalistic. It hasn't got loads of stuff going on in the sky, so it means that the angel really pops. Now, it might not even be an angel. Let me know what the actual design is. But yeah, really, really nice piece. And this piece is going to go into the YouTube stack. So there we go. I need to get used to throwing it around because it's hard to do it. Oh, it's so hard to do it, especially because it's arrived in a capsule. But there we go. I'm going to put a fingerprint on it to officially welcome it into the YouTube stack. Ready? There we go. It now has a fingerprint on it. I can't even see the fingerprint, but yeah, going into the YouTube stack, decided we've got one that's in the capsule that I got the other day. I think it's 1996, I believe. Hopefully it's not 2006, although that is still earlier than 2013. So yeah, we're keeping the older one in the capsule, in the deep stack, and we have one for the YouTube stack. So you'll start to see this one on more videos. I'm going to wrap it up there because, as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit wavy. Like I said, it's either, I think I'm 5 whiskies in. I've lost count now, but yeah, I'm not at work tomorrow, so I'm allowed. And although it probably seems to you that I drink a lot, because a lot of my videos I have a glass of whiskey in, I don't actually drink that much. Sometimes I'll just have one drink while I'm filming, just because it kind of fits nicely with the channel. I like whiskey and silver. I think it goes hand in hand. Sometimes I'll have a few more drinks if I'm off work the next day, and sometimes I'll just have like a whole week of just not having to drink at all. So yeah, I definitely don't drink that much. Back in my younger years, I used to be, well, I don't want to say heavy drinker because that sounds like someone that just sits at home drinking, but I used to like a drink. I used to like going out with my friends. I'll be out near enough every day of the week, like most kind of youngsters are, out on the town every single night, always going different places, very spontaneous. Where should we go? Let's go here. Let's go to Bournemouth. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go to Newcastle. Let's go to Liverpool. And off we go, book a hotel, all the rest of it. Whereas now I've got obviously 2 small children. I'm settled down with my partner, so I don't really go out as such. So yeah, it's nice to have a few drinks at home and just chill down. And yeah, just for those of you that are concerned about me always drinking, sometimes, like I said, I'll just have one drink whilst I'm filming, and that will be it. And so yeah, and then when I'm off the next day, sometimes I'll have a couple more than one. But yeah, I definitely haven't got a problem with drinking, so don't worry about that aspect side of things. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there because I am definitely rambling now. I'm going to pop this just in there until I get time to pop it in the studio. As always, thanks very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a very nice day. Probably going to tip this down the sink. I'll see you in the next one.